Hello. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday to you or happy Sunday. How's life treating you? I hope you've been to church or you attended the online service and I hope it was great. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about this what this girl what she was going through, what she explained, and a little bit of how I experienced this kind of thing, and how I think parents need to try to sit up and own up to their mistake. So please enjoy.
I've been crying since I woke up this morning. I'm sorry. I just fuck. I need a minute. Okay, so I woke up this morning to a very heated argument with my African Nigerian mother about the trauma that she put me through. About the trauma that she and my dad put me through. How they used to beat the shit out of me as kids. And I'm going to the gym right now because I need to take all this energy off. I already used my Florida water this morning, but I'm just like, I'm so traumatized because they fucked my life up. They treated me like an adult when I was a child. I took care of my siblings. I took them to school. I bathed them. I raised my siblings as of like 10 years old, because as of 9 years old I was back home. I was taking them to school. I was feeding them. And now I was trying to tell her the things that she did to me and how she ruined my life and how I can't have a regular relationship with anybody. Like, my relationship is fucked up because my trauma keeps popping up in there and I keep projecting it on them, and it just fucked them up. And I was trying to talk to her today because she did the same thing to my sister. And I told my mother, I said, Mom, the way you're going about this thing, you're gonna lose this girl. She's gonna leave the house, and the same shit she did to me when I left home at 17, you're gonna do it to this girl. And she was like, well, if I didn't do that to you when you were a child, are you gonna be the way you are right now? I was like, Mom, are you serious right now? You traumatized me. You fucked up my life. My dad used to beat me. Like, he wouldn't stop beating me until there was blood on my body. Like, until he saw that I was bleeding. And now she wants me to call him and talk to him and kiki with him. And I'm telling her it can't be possible, and she's asking me to forgive. I have forgiven, but I would never forget because you fucking hurt me. And now I have to go to...
Yeah, so it's quite it got into me. So and I think the number of times I watched it is going to get me emotional. I can relate to what she went through and for my own experience and how that also applied to my children. When we're growing up, the way our parent brought us up, they brought us up in a way that you also have responsibility towards your siblings. Even if you're too young, they don't allow the children to also play the children part. Some children started playing adult mode as at a very young age, even before they become a teenager, which is the 13th. They start doing a lot of house chores, taking responsibilities of things just because that's the way the parent want it to be. If as a parent, if you know you want to give birth to three children, you should also have plans. In as much as we want to train our children, especially the girls, to be responsible and so that when they are out there, they are able to also represent the house, the family name well, and they will say, "Oh, this girl is trained. She's well mannered." And at the same time, when they finally get married, or when they're living as a single before they get married, they're able to do things themselves. It's quite understandable in that way, but we have to learn to do it in a mutual way. Some things you need to tell the children. When you want them to say this, you can have an agreement with them. Can you do this for me, please? And I'll do this for you. Or can you do this for me? I will not give explanation. Don't just impose it on them, because it's actually not their right. It's not their responsibility. I don't know, maybe it was 2 years ago, and I would tell my girls to wake up their brother to help me to bathe him before I come back from school. And it got to a stage, it was a case of it's not their responsibility to do, and I got upset that why would someone say it's not their responsibility? I'm training them. But I had to sit down with the children, with the girls, and say, this is how the things is. The time I'm going to get home to go and drop you guys in school, and your brother, and this one. These are teenagers, as at that time, teenagers about to go to uni. So I felt, oh, that shouldn't be. But later, I was driving and I was having a rethink. It's like I'm preaching to myself, like it's not their responsibility, but it's also their responsibility to help, also assist me. But I need to negotiate with them. I need to also let them play social part. You shouldn't be your first. I should also help at social time to wake them up. Or I try to get things ready that is just they go to the bathroom, or they give instruction, or kind of brush his teeth. Let's this one, that one. Anyway, so I felt, what part can I play to help them so that this is not too hard for them? It's not a case of they have to just do everything. The clothes is iron, everything is just what I'm talking about is just an hour thing. So I felt, what can I do? Should I kind of get the boy ready myself in the morning before I leave, so that when wake up, he will only brush his teeth and very slow. But it comes to that understanding, and with their dad as well, on how we can work on this with the children as well. And they were able to say, okay, I can do this so day, I will do this another day. It wasn't a case of it's a everyday thing, because I wasn't working every day anyway. I have this, some days I'm off, or if it's the day I'm doing night, that's when I will need help. So we work something out, even with the children, with the girls, because the gap between the my girls and the boy is quite I have a big long gap. So I feel this is what parents should do, but because our parents, when we're growing up, the first things on us, we're expected to kind of comply and understand, even things that they did wrong. That right now, as we've grown, we know they did it wrong. When we were expecting, it get to a stage where you expect them to say, you know what, I'm sorry I did this to you. I didn't have better understanding, but as the way it is, they still feel you do not have the right to question them. I've got things that my sister also did to me, and I'm wondering, why would she do that? What right has she got? And that thing gets into me. So she's an adult now, but she's still having that pains. She's still having it. And people would think, oh, you're a black person, you should be able to understand. That's how we're brought up. Not everyone has the ability to let go of those things just like that. Except they meet a very loving person that when you're showing those reactions, they will know that, oh, I think it's something that she's gone through. That's why she's reacting this way. And they could be able to say, you know what, I will to tell you that they understand, they will try to talk you out and tell you, oh, maybe you should see a therapist or blah blah blah. It doesn't just go with everyone. Some just are able to overlook it, just because 80% of people are able to just, outgrow that thing, and just like it's just one of us. It's just one of those things. Does not mean that everyone has to. The way they will say that, our parents will use slap to reset our brain. It wasn't right. And it got some people nasty. But those people, they will see them as being wayward or whatever. And I will make one example. People that are left-handed. The way they will beat them, use so many slaps to reset their brain, their eyeballs, they can't see properly. Some are forced to start using right hands. They are forced to be right-handed. While some, it got them to the other side. They don't behave well. They have this mental issue. Some are even autistic, but because they did not notice, they didn't know. They were not, there was not, they were not aware. There was no much awareness of this autism then. They will use beating, they will tie them, they will do so many things, not knowing that this is what this child is going through. I feel it's just not right. I feel it's not just right. Why should people just feel that everyone has to get used to it? No, we don't have to. Like I said, there are a couple of things, and I had to train myself. I did that deliberately. I was deliberate to train myself with my children. That the way we were brought up isn't the way these children are going to accept it. And we're in another country. So they are not going to see it that way before these people will go and report you, or they will do similar thing to people outside and they will bring it out because they will say that's how our parents does. This is what they think is acceptable. Some of them, when they now know that it wasn't acceptable, they know they are right. When they confront you or say to your face that, oh, I can't do that, and oh, this is not acceptable, you see that you find them rude. You say, oh, they are rude. Meanwhile, they're only telling you that thing is not right. Just because we're not able to face our parents then, and they are able to tell us now, we feel, oh, how dare you? Who taught you? Who this one? Who that one? This is where we start going, passing our boundary, if that's correct. It's not nice. Like I said, it took me a while. I was deliberate to be friend with my children. And the way I want to approach them, I'm still learning, I'm telling you. Because when these children leave home, they will not want to be your friend. You will call them, they will not want to pick up the phone, they will not return your call. Some will even be returning your message, your call with messages. They will tell you they will call you, they won't call you most of the time. I was intentional about this, that even before my first daughter is going to go to uni, I was going to amend or mend some things, and I did. So now that she's there, I'm able to communicate with her and I'm able to make her to open up to me on some issues. And I can tell her sometimes what I'm going through, if I'm down or not. If I didn't mend those breed then, it would have been a case because I won't be able to talk to her. She won't even try to want to relate with me. All in the name of I would think I'm thinking I'm being strict. There is no trophy for being the most strict woman, the most strict mother. No, I thought, oh, I'm going to train them. They're going to this one. When they were growing, people were like, oh, the way you train your daughter, I like it, the way you this one. But it got to a stage. My daughter saw me as someone, as her enemy. I thought I was just doing the right thing. Like I said, it took me a while. I cried at this one, but I also asked for God to help me. That I want to be friends with my daughters. I don't want them to be my enemy. Also consider the fact that how I grew up. Because looking at this girl right now, and how she was crying really touched me. Now, I'm going to play another video and I'm going to explain a couple of things to you that I can relate with what this girl is going through. People just feel she should have moved on. No. But let's listen to the other lady.
Because she
And my dad puts me through how they used to beat the shit out of me.
Okay, I'm gonna start off by being sympathetic because she's obviously crying in the video. I'm sorry that you're hurt. I'm sorry, you feel like you went through a lot. But come on. Come on. As Africans, Nigerians specifically, we all went through that. We all did. We all did. Almost every single Nigerian, their parents beat them till blood came out. And you know what? I will be thankful if that was all my mom did to me. I'll be thankful if, you know what, all my mom did was beat me till blood came out. Let me tell you the tip of the iceberg. One day I cut onions big. That's all I did. That was all the wrong that I did. I cut big onions. My mom took pounded yam stick, pounding yam. It's a big stick. It's called akodo. Africans, you know what I'm talking about. Akodo, she pounded me in the kitchen. One day my mom came back and saw a friend of mine braiding my hair. My mom beat me so much, took a blade and scraped out my hair, completely bald, and I had school the very next day. My mom beat me so much one day because I stopped by at a friend's house and she came back before me. She beat me so much one day. I went to Air Force, right? People, my neighbors, thought it was the soldiers at my school that did that to me. I had very big marks all over my body. And it's not no bring out your hand. My mom will flog you everywhere and she'll flog you when you're naked. My mom has put pepper, atarodo pepper, on a cane and stuck it in vagina. So please, please, that is the way we're raised. Is it made us who we are. It made us the strong, resilient, intelligent people that we are. So stop blaming your parents and take responsibility for your life. You're a grown up. You're a grown up. Take responsibility for your life. If you are fucking up your relationships, you are the one fucking up your relationships. It has nothing to do with your parents. Stop blaming them. You have a chance to forgive your dad. Your dad is still alive. And you're busy not talking to him. Guess what? My father died when I was 4. I would give anything to have a moment with that man. My mom has done so much to me, and so has other African parents. Girl, get yourself together, please. What is it? Ogenide, get yourself together and stop blaming your parents. What rubbish.
What a life. This is part of what I'm talking about. That because some people went through it, they were fine, they were able to shake it off when they grew up. They expect that everybody must follow the same path. Not everyone does. Sometimes you have twin, you notice that one is using left-handed, the other one is using, or one is brilliant, one is extra, one is very quiet, the other one has extra energy. Different. Some can eat, some when you give them food, they will not finish it. The other one will finish it, even eat your leftover, and still they are still looking for more. You'll be wondering, where does that food go to? So many of it. So this lady here, she's opportune. Maybe she was also opportune to be born here, and she was able to count that as what Nigerian people do. Not only Nigerian, Black people most of the time. But it's not really acceptable anymore. There are things that we shouldn't do. Now, she's actually trying to tell this girl to sit up. Will she do the same thing her mom did to her, to her son, to her own child when she has children? She has it or she has added, whichever one. Will she use that method, put the omorogun to hit her child? Will she do that? She won't do that because she's aware of what is happening. Oh, why can't she do that and just expect that the boy will overlook, or the our daughter will overlook? No. Awareness also happens. She also knows that she can, if she tries that, she's going to get in trouble, because there wasn't no law, no rules, no law then. That when this thing happen, there are places where they can also support the children. Then that is when back then, any mothers, any parent will see you walking on the road, even if they themselves were angry. The fact that you were angry, you were walking your own, you didn't greet them well, they would be so beat you. They will take the anger on you, which I've experienced before. I was going my own jejely, and I sometimes, when people are coming, they are not too close to me, like maybe a meter. I might not see that. I see people coming, but I can't see. It got to a time before they realized it was my vision. And some people were like, oh, this girl, she's too rude, she's snob, she's just one. And it is when they really get to me that when I greet them, they were like, oh, so it's like they felt it's like I almost wanted them to pass by me before I would say something, or I was expecting them to want to say. Meanwhile, I didn't even know who the person is. Some people got to understand that this was the issue. Why some felt, oh, she's rude, she's this one, she's that one. So sometimes I just look at her, I don't say anything. I'll just look away or cross to the other side. It takes patience sometimes to be able to deal with these parents because how they themselves were brought up, how they were wired, they expect their own children to be able to understand. Not every one of them will understand. Well, that's when we start saying, oh, isn't it your friend did the same thing, or your friend was able to manage, or they understand? Do you think their parent didn't do so thing to them? They could, but they're different. The way things happen to us is different. She talked about how her mom scraped her hair. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Mine, I just finished my, is it from four? From no, from five, something. I think we just, yeah, I remember we just finished the last school start. And while we were home, one of my friend came home, maybe a week later. Other children will still be going to school, but because we finished early, and I wasn't allowed to do my hair before we finished. So when you get to form four, they in my school you're able to do your hair, but they didn't allow me. My friends were doing it. I did for a while. They cut it. It was just something I was just managing. But this time around, we were no more in school. I'm done, waiting just for my exam result to come out, and we do GCSE. Yeah. And my elder sister came. I think she's 9 plus. She's 9.5 years older than me. Let's just 10 years older than me. And she came and she met my friend doing my hair. I think maybe she put relaxer. My friend and my stepsister were with me. My stepsister, I think 2 years older than her. And my sister went bazaar. She took blade and the same way she said that mom did, was my elder sister that was someone that was just 10 years older than me. She acted as if she's the next God, she's the next person to God. I will tell you something. This my same sister has walked me naked from our house to the school compound. She stripped me off. She has come to our school, from my school, and stripped me down from school down. That people they were screaming. I've faced a lot of disgrace, and I'm going to tell you, it disturbs me. When I got here, it disturbs me for a while, for years. Even as at last year, there are a couple of times I remember and I will go emotional and my mood will change. And my husband will talk about it and I'll cry. And I felt like I should see her and tell her, this is not acceptable. I just need her to tell me that sorry because she's the type that feels. But so it's not everyone that can get that thing off themselves. Not everyone. Not everyone can just understand that, what this thing this person did is just they were not aware. They might not be aware, but what about the scar? The scar, where the scar is. If it's a place where they don't even want people to see that they have a scar, but this scar will keep reminding them of what actually happened and how they could have how they will resent that person. So keeping quiet, sometimes you don't know if they're building up resentment, which I did for my sister. I'm not gonna lie. So this lady that was talking about her mom, how her mom treated her, blah blah blah, and her dad, whatever. When they were expecting her to understand, because they did not negotiate with her, and maybe she does not have anyone to talk to who can discuss with their parent that with a mom that what this thing is they need to calm down on this whatever they are doing to this girl. No one to mediate between them. So she was just sucking it in. She said at 10, look at her. She said she left home at 17. That's not what I want for my own children. No, that was what I was saying initially, that I had to correct myself. I had to train myself. I was intentional about it. I accepted I did something wrong and way forward. I had to talk with them. It wasn't easy. I'm going to tell you that Nigerian person in us, black person in us to say, oh, she's my child. What I want goes was coming up, but I keep pushing it back. It took a while for me to warm them back. This is, and she has a process. She was now opportune to obviously tell her mom that you're going to send this girl away. The mom doesn't even know if the sister has been talking to her and she's been telling the same thing mom did to me. Don't worry, you're going to leave home soon. But she decided to tell her mom that this is what is happening. And she said, oh, if I don't train you that way, do you think there's an advantage? But maybe most of the disadvantage is what is coming at her, always coming in front of her, and she's battling with it. When some people overreact sometimes at work or in school, we don't know what they're going through. We don't know if they're not getting enough love, if they're not being shown love. They're not being shown love from their parent, meanwhile they could see other people's parents showing them love. And they'll be wondering, why is my own so different? I felt the same way. Should I talk about my dad one too? Oh, we just don't want to go there. We won't finish today. So she's saying, oh, she lost her dad when she was 4. You don't know. Even if your dad was, even if you were 80 years before your dad finally passed on, if your dad has been nice to you, you will love him. But if there's done some things that cost you repeated what is it called? They traumatize your life. You wouldn't want to. It's good to have act of forgiveness so that she can move on quickly. But at the same time, we can't really blame her much. She might need help. Because for her to start crying this morning, you see, in the car, the thing got her upset and she said she's going to go to the gym and just work it out. I've been to the gym where I saw someone, the way that person was doing, I was thinking, oh, no, this one is not only about losing weight. Like they're fighting. I knew the person was actually going through something. The way some people are doing, you think the would I say equipment they're using the way is actually their problem. Maybe they're fighting with that thing. No, when you now look deeply, the way they are doing it, like if you're on the treadmill, the way they're like, you know, oh my God, this person is going through something. And sometimes you chat them up, they respond well. Why some will tell you, I don't want to talk right now. It's not because you're going to reduce the pace of their exercise. It is because they haven't really kind of wear that thing off. They are really traumatized. Why some, maybe when they finally calm down or come down from the treadmill or wherever you guys are walking, and they will tell you what they were going through from home, maybe from their wife or from their husband, their colleagues, family, their parents back home or anywhere. And they tend, so if someone has done something that is not acceptable to them, the way they're going to react as at that time is not nice. So this lady said, she watched this and she said, oh, she's going to say sorry because she's crying. But at the end of the day, see what she's pointed out. This is us now. You know, they say women should support women. Sometimes we women, we are the we are the problem ourselves. You say you sympathize with her because she was crying, but she needs to just wake up. Because you were able to walk away from it, walk out of it, outgrown it, doesn't mean that she must follow the same path. She might actually be older than just one talking and saying blah, blah, blah. But everyone has different process. How it traumatized her could be different from how it traumatized you. Some children, when they were just very little and they pied their parents and they saw the scene, it kind of traumatized some children that they are so aggressive in class to their mates and they grew up to be aggressive anyway. Why some? They already have it in mind and that thing grows in them that they want to make sure they retaliate. Even if they don't know that face again, they can't tell again. Anyone that crops their path or wherever, like so we should know when to put a cap on it, like Ola will say from Prestige family. Like we should know when to put a lid on it. Do not blame her. Try to work with her. If you know her or you want to get her contact, how you can support her. Tell her not to cry about it. Instead of that, maybe she should find someone that she can talk to during those times that she's going to that this thing, and know when to seek for help. Wherever she says she's having problem with her, maybe the opposite gender maybe is giving her problem, she should also open up on why that thing. Maybe if they done anything, it gets her to get aggressive based on maybe what her dad did to her. So it would be like a reflection of repeating of playing back of what her dad did. Maybe that's what she's facing with the opposite gender that she said she had problem with, maybe the her boyfriend, wherever. Maybe things that she's meant to be able to condole before, and just walk towards it and discuss with this person, because her dad has done similar things several times. He's already traumatized. It already traumatized her. So it's like you're playing the same thing, and you just want to like give it to that guy and stop. This is what this girl that was narrating, saying, "Oh, she should have gone over it. She should have this was." She doesn't understand. You don't understand, because we walk, I hit my toes on a stone when we're walking, the way I felt the pains, and you felt you have also hit your toes on and you just keep walking, you just say, ouch. And me, I'm still holding it like, come on, come on. With Komata, man. I just don't feel all right, because I don't feel okay with what she said so far, but I really feel for the lady. Like it reminded me of a lot of things I went through. Like I said, my elder sister did a lot to me that sometimes when I remember some of them I told my teenage girls, they know. Like he hurt me, really, really hurt me. How our parents kind of use it's like, because they know you do not have any option, you just have to take it. So sometimes when some people react or behave to me outside somehow, I just look at them like, I don't want to talk. We don't know what people has gone through. How they react to what you've done to them sometimes could be based on what they are going through, what their parents has made them to go through at their tender age. It traumatized this girl. It traumatized this other girl. This other girl. It traumatized her. Look at her. She's still crying. If she finally settled down, those things will still reflect back. She just have to learn to now know how to talk about it to her children in a nice way. But her mom is not ready to accept that she's done something wrong. This is another thing that I noticed. I noticed that they don't want to accept that they've done something wrong. They will always want to prove that, oh, that's how it's been taught. That's how I was brought up. And what about other children that didn't complain or blah, blah, blah? It gets to a stage where we should know that I was brought up that way. I got to understand. But this is just your time that you're not understanding. I'm sorry about that. But how can we work on something? Else your children will hate you. They will hate you. They will hate you. Some will tell you that they can't stand you. You do not know the picture they have. When a process whereby maybe a parent is coming on and the children's hearts are beating like anything else. It's not nice. Some parents actually like it, but it's not nice. I have gone through it. Nice at all. Nice. I just thank God for my life right now, because I should have been using that to react to some people outside the way they, maybe when they do something I should react anyhow, but I just like saw some things and like overlook some things. Like maybe this is how these people just know how to do. Or they don't know that things has changed. They were in a new foreign country. They should know how to behave well. And this is another thing. You see, some people, once they will do this thing when they are back home, but once they move to or go to visit a foreign country, they will abide with their rules. Her mom wouldn't do this to someone outside, but in the house, they will do it to their children, but expect their children to say good things about them. That, oh, my mom is the best, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, they know that they're wearing best to their children. And they will say, oh, that's how they grow up. They also praise their parents, even when their parents weren't good. So therefore, it's a norm. It's not. It is not. In a way, we're teaching children to lie just because you want them to praise us. Anyway, I hope this girl or this young lady will find peace. I hope she will find someone to talk to her, someone to walk her through this healing process, because she needs to heal. She's really wounded and it's hurting her all the time. She's wounded about her relationship with maybe the opposite sex because of the trauma she's gone through. She's also wounded with the words her parents are using for her. The word her parents, her mom also used. The fact that her mom does not want to accept that she has done something wrong, and to have accept, acceptance of maybe a wrong deed. Oh, I accept. I didn't even know during that time that was wrong. That was how they used to do it. That was how I told my daughter too. Oh, that's how they used to do it. I didn't know you were taking offense. Or I thought you understand. I love you now. This one now. Explain. She refused to want to accept that pride. Like, it's she ego ni mo ma pe ni. Like, why now? That is what is hurting this girl, because she refused to accept. If she has accepted that, oh yeah, I know, you guys should understand, though, that's how we were brought up, and you guys God will help us. How do we now do this thing? And she should have conversation with this girl. Maybe the girl would have been going to work and shedding some tears, like, oh, I finally discussed this thing with my mom, and she knew, she accepted. Then she'll start working towards how to forgive her more and how to want to form a relationship with her, be her friend. But her mom has ruined that opportunity right now. She has ruined the opportunity because she's also doing the same thing to this girl's younger sister. And that one will make up her mind that when she gets to uni, she doesn't want to come home. Some children, yeah, they will give you that space. Oh God, I pray that her mom will be God will open her mom's eyes. That's what I can say, so that she doesn't lose her children. Because right now, she's the one enjoying. She has the upper hand. But it's going to get to a stage where these children will have the upper hand. When she's not as strong anymore, when she's that fragile, these children will be the one looking after her. But some of them will say they can't leave their job to look after her. They will only send money. They will only send someone to look after them. They won't come visiting all the time. And visiting is part of healing. Which you will be thinking, oh, I look after these children. They didn't come. It was what you did to them in the past. And they will be thinking, you're on the sick bed, you're fragile. Some of them might not be able to want to discuss it with you, that, you hurt me. This is what some of them will do. They will tell you, you hurt them. Some are actually waiting for when you are on a dying bed, on the sick bed, or at the last stage, then they will start telling you this is what you did, because they know you can't beat them. And you'll be looking at them, they will tell you, say sorry. And you say sorry. They're like, They're like, in their mind, like, you see, now where's all the power you were using that time? Because they are now the boss. I pray that this girl's mom, God will enlighten her, God will open her eye, God will minister to her to learn, to find a way to mend the relationship between her and her daughter. Because what I'm able to relate, because it has happened to me with my daughter, to me, and how my siblings, my elder sister treated me. I see, this is someone that she's not even the one that's given birth to me. And the way she will strike me, sometimes I feel like seeing and like just giving it to her, like you show. But I just pray that they will not come. But it's not easy. So I do understand. I can relate with what this lady is going through. May God be with her. May God let her find peace. And I pray that she's going to find a partner that will be a friend, that will be able to walk along with her till when she get things off her mind. Do you understand? And maybe therapy and all that. And this will not affect any of her relationship with her other friends or with her siblings. And I hope that even when their parents are at that fragile stage, they will not use it against them, because this is what some children do. They wait for that time when you're fragile because they are not coming for you for help, for money, for anything. So they will leave you to face that thing now. It is well. Let me know in the comment section below what you feel about it. I felt really terrible. I was able to control it. Let me know if what you feel about this. Do you think this other lady that was that explained that it was a normal thing? Do you think she was right? She is right that it was normal, but it was no, it's not that she's right that it was normal. It was what they used to do. People that have gone through, but it's not acceptable. It shouldn't be what they should be doing. She shouldn't be advising this way. She should try to advise on how she should work, how the other lady should work out of it. Anyway, let me know who you support out of the two. Did you feel sympathy or empathy for the first lady that was crying that how her mom treated her and her sisters, or this one that was talking about how she went through the same thing, but she's glad her parents did that to her? I don't know. Maybe I think that's the only way I can put it. Anyway, if you're new here and you like what I'm about, please turn on your notification button so you can be notified whenever I come live or upload a new video, and please subscribe. And to my returning subscriber, don't forget to like and share if you can. I love you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Do take care. Bye.